All right, so in an effort to give some women some hope, because I am getting spiritually drained from watching over and over the same content of women crying in their cars, women saying that we don't understand that men are done. I'm going to show you what I want in a wife. I'm going to show you what I want in a wife. If you're not this, you're not for me. So, this is what Clark Opus 5000 wants in a wife. First of all, she must be Christian. And I'll tell a story. So I was walking to a coffee shop, or actually I was just walking on Broadway, and I saw probably a 25, maybe 24-year-old woman, and I talked to her and we were striking up a conversation, and I looked really good in my clothes, so she talked to me. And then I asked her, "Are you a Christian?" She said no, and I said, "Okay, I gotta go." And I crossed the street and went the other way from her. So that's number one. It's a must that you pick up this word every day. You pick this up every night and read it. The other thing I wanted to say is that I know this sounds like a preference, but it's really kind of a requirement. You either must play violin, piano, cello, or some sort of classical instrument. That would be a huge. If you play a classical instrument, even if it's just piano or violin, that would be a huge bonus for me because. And this woman does exist. I know she's out there, but if you play piano, two of my ex girlfriends played piano, and it was such a blessing to sit at the piano and just hear her play or hear me play, and we can bond through music. So, first thing is she must be a believer in Jesus. Father, Son, Holy Spirit must be her God. Second thing, she must play an instrument, and if she doesn't play an instrument, she must at least appreciate classical music, cuz I am a huge enthusiast of great classical music, Vivaldi, Handel, Haydn, Brahms, Liszt, Chopin, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, with Mozart being my favorite, and that's it. So, she must appreciate classical music or play an instrument. The third thing I want in a woman is. I was gonna say intelligence, but I think the wiser thing to say is submissive. When you think of the different races, what do you think of? A black lady's gonna be loud and abrasive. A Chinese woman's gonna be working hard and um working hard and submissive. If I could get a Chinese lady with a Christian background, that would be the best because at least she would have in her genes and in her ancestors, not to give credit to people who are dead, but I just mean it's in general the Chinese people, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Philippines, they all are more submissive and don't argue with their man as much. They kind of go with the flow. So if you're not Oriental, I just mean you have to be go with the flow. I mean, if I say, "Hey, you know, do you want to get coffee today?" We go get coffee today. If I say, "Hey, do you want to hear me play piano at the art center?" Just agreeable and submissive, and that's all I'm going to say. I know that woman is out there. I know that I'm not like acting like a woman who, you know, acting like a woman who's looking for like a crazy rich guy. I'm not looking for that. In fact, I don't care if you make millions of dollars, and I don't care if you make $100. I don't even care if you're homeless. Um, because I just want her to be a Christian. This is the This is the wrap up of what I'm saying. Christian plays an instrument, likes classical music, submissive, and go with the flow. So